Opinions and ideas expressed in the following Moraine Valley Broadcast Channel recording are those of its creators and do not represent the views of Moraine Valley Community College.
Welcome to HTMK. Today we have some fine ladies, Herlinda, Karina, and Malak. People been ranting and raving about this fight for 15, so we want to see what the ladies got.
So here I have some questions for you guys. What do you guys think? Should fast food workers earn $15 an hour and be able to form a union? Well, I believe that they should, because everyone has like a life, and they are all like, they have families and they have to support themselves, which with a good amount, a livable wage of money. And well, what do you guys think?
I agree that they have to raise the minimum, because some people don't afford to live, and I think that the fast food workers should work more or negotiate with the owners or their managers to have more communication with them and see what a raise they want and everything, to live better and be better with the owner and the worker, to have more ability to have a wage to live better.
I support the fight for 15 because it will cost the public less and better living for everyone. Also, it will increase business profit, so businesses are making more by that way.
Yes.
And it helps the business go either up a little bit more.
It would, like how she said, it would help like taxpayers. It will provide a better life for every person, like every family, and who's working there. Because we have heard of many stories, like the one where the KFC worker, Daryl Odom, he talks about how he has a family and he's not living on he doesn't have a good wage, and he talks about how he can't support the family enough, and he needs enough money in order to get their family on.
Even though he takes pride in what he does, he still, needs that money to live off of. So,
adding to you guys, the cost of this costs the public $152.8 billion each year in public support for working families. So that's a lot of money. We can use this money on better things, like more for education or better highways or streets.
Some workers can have the governor, the help from the governor, and maybe can help them more, or I don't know, to help to survive. I don't know.
Survive on
Yes.
the livable wage. Yeah. Well, you guys know that not only does the 5 for 15 go along with fast food restaurant workers, but it also goes with like childcare workers. Do you think they should be paid a wage and where a livable wage? Like, they should be paid more, like the childcare workers and the healthcare workers.
I believe so, because they some jobs are riskier for them, and those jobs are they help people. So I think they have to the wage more, because they help people, and they deserve it.
Home care workers is one of the lowest paid jobs in the country, and despite being one of the most in demand due to our nation rapidly gaining population, they're one of the highest jobs out there, and they're being paid really not that much. I think they should be, because they're doing a job that's like, it's really helpful. They're helping older.
I would say not only just fast food workers and like childcare, but like teachers and EMTs and other professions like that should, like, they deserve it too.
Yeah. I mean, we do know that some professors only win $30,000 a year, which is not a lot. And like I've seen a lot of people win more, and these are only part-time teachers.
Yes.
Probably a lot of teachers too, but I think they should also be winning more because they are teaching the future.
Yes.
It's a hard thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Teaching is hard. Like, not a lot of people think that. People assume it's an easy job, but yeah, it's a really hard.
And they should deserve it because all they go through to school and study and everything to teach for the future.
Mhm.
I think they deserve it.
Yeah.
One example similar to the teachers one we read about was the nurse Tabia. She was a nurse in Santiago de las Capilares, the second city of the Dominican Republic. She said she worked at a Universal Hospital, but she left her job because she wasn't paid enough. She started working at a fast food restaurant where she got paid more, and she was able to feed her kids. She was being paid more than a nurse. So really, your education, I don't know, feels like it doesn't really matter right now because of she was being paid more as a fast food worker than a nurse, a person who saves lives.
Yeah. She has a point in that because we have seen, like you said, a lot of healthcare workers and they don't get paid a lot, and yet there are some restaurants that pay you really well. And education doesn't really matter here. It doesn't matter if you went to a really good school. It depends on what is needed and like if you can find a job that pays you well.
So, based off of your opinions and your views on this Fight for 15, has your position changed in any way?
Mine has. I could say mine has changed because of many stories that I've heard. Morally, I feel it's like a moral cost to me seeing other people like struggle with their lives, struggle not seeing their families at all. Like, I read a story, we talked about it also in class, that Ebony Hughes, she was paid like $750, and she has two jobs as a healthcare worker and as a KFC worker, and she only got paid an average of $13,000 a year, and she really didn't have any time for her daughter. So reading about this, it makes me see that I think people need a livable wage, and it has changed, of course, my attitude towards it.
Yes, I think that like in the example of the fast food restaurant, the franchise, the pretzel article about the pretzel,
pretzel.
taste. Yes, I think that it's fast food workers, but the thing he negotiated with their workers to raise the wage. I think every franchise should be negotiate with the workers because every place is different, every country is different, and I think that yes, I agree that they raise the wage, the minimum wage, but I think they should raise more the other jobs, like the other jobs like teachers and healthcare, because they deserve more than the food workers.
Mm-hmm.
I know that it's really low, but I think they should raise the minimum, but they should raise more than the the fast food workers, those jobs, I think. Like because they don't know if the economy is gonna work with the restaurant or everything. Like the pretzel place, they didn't know it was going to work.
Oh yeah, Phelps. He said that
yeah.
the minimum wage, when he raised the minimum wage increased in California, he was talking about how everything went better. There was more sales. The sales were 12% more ahead of what it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really know about economists have said that they don't know about it really much.
Yes.
But I mean, for the Wetzel's Pretzels CEO, he said it went well.
Yes, and they still can the workers they still can work the hours they need to have the help of the government.
My position didn't really change. It actually got stronger. The one article we read in class was the Uncool, Immoral Fight for 15. The author said, he's like, if any business told you I'm gonna double my price and everyone will continue to buy exactly the same amount of my product, you'll laugh hardly or edge away. It's actually true. Like you said, the pretzel place, he said their profit went up after they raised the minimum wage, which means people now have more money in their pocket and more to spend. Like, for example, when we got to the mall and just say your parents gave your allowance $20 or 50, will you'll gonna spend it, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I guess,
Yeah, I get you in that part.
So, I wanted to talk about the internet memes. So, compared to like the fast food workers to the army, like how you gonna put a fast food worker compared to like a more dangerous job?
Yes.
Like, how y'all feel about that?
I don't really support that because
Yeah.
those
Me
are two
too.
different jobs, way too different. You can't
Yes.
compare both of them. One of them is going to the army and practically like your life is being
Yeah, you
on
risking
there,
your
and
life.
then the other one is you working in a fast food restaurant. So I don't.
Like
I
the
don't
worst
really.
you're gonna do is burn your arm.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I don't know about comparing those two. Those were just some memes that didn't make sense to me, and
Yes.
they were.
Like yes, because it didn't make sense because the army they choose to go. They is their choice to go and be dangerous of their life, and the food workers is just a job.
Okay. For the meme, one of the points under the picture, they were like the danger of their job. Any job has some kind of dangers.
Yeah.
Like a cook,
Could
a-
burn
a-
their could burn their
Could
a
burn
stomach.
your
doctor,
fingers.
Yes,
anyone
it's-
has it. So
everyone
they
has
shouldn't
a
be
danger.
they shouldn't be comparing these two things. They're totally two different things. McDonald's cook and the Marine.
Yes,
Yeah.
They're two different
Yes.
people.
because
Like-
it's war. A war.
Yeah, it's war.
War.
Like I do know that some memes they have been comparing. I don't know, like you said, they're two different jobs, and I think that's what people think. Like they assume that 5 for 15 is the same as a minimum wage, and it's not. I think they're two different things. The 5 for 15 is for fast food workers, and for healthcare workers and a lot of other professions that don't get paid well. And minimum wage is for like the whole state. Everyone gets paid 15 or whatever the
Yes.
minimum wage is.
I think the fast food workers they have the reasons and opportunities to choose another job if they want to raise have more a good wage about it, but it doesn't compare the army because the army is really different about just work in a restaurant.
Okay, I went out and asked a couple people, like 5 people, and one out of those 5 people said no because they just flip burgers. But that person who said that was 13 years old, and the other 4 were older than 16. I feel like your opinion about the wage it changes how old you are. All the other 4 who are older than 16 said that everyone should deserve a livable wage no matter who you are, what you work, and
What you do, yeah. Because like you were saying right now, they all have a family. It's like they're all humans. Like we have to also step aside and think about like it's not only about the job, it's about who they have to support.
One of the people I asked is actually a manager of a restaurant, and he was like, yeah, everyone deserves a livable wage, but he's like, some of them don't because they were like, they don't even do their job. They're being disrespectful to the customers, and he's like, people like this don't deserve them. He's like, sorry, but they don't.
Right, what do you think about the taxes they should you think the benefits to raise the wage with the taxes in the end of the year?
Well, like I said before, the economists have said that they don't really know about it, but we do know that $153 billion have gone to support a lot of fast food workers and Walmart low-wage workers.
So, thank you, ladies. But let's end with where you stand on the fight for 15 really fast.
Okay.
So, I support the fight for 15 because of the EMTs, all the professions like that, because they need a livable wage. They deserve it. They take pride in what they do every day. So, yes.
So I support the fight for 15 for all professions, even coming from healthcare workers and teachers and even restaurant workers, because it would help taxpayers and provide a better living for their families, and also minimum wage wouldn't affect the people.
Yeah, I agree because they deserve to live better and have a better lifestyle, and to have their family to to have a better life with the family.
Like I said before, I support the fight for 15 because it will cost the public less, better living, and it will increase business profit. And I think everyone should deserve some kind of pay that they could live on, no matter what you work and what you do.
All right. Thank you, ladies, for coming out.
Thank you.
Bye.